What you're about to listen to is pulled from a marketing mastermind call that we did several months ago inside of Hybrid Hub. The goal last January was to work through the marketing system inside the program live together so we could see how well these systems worked for specific members and how to fix the areas where they fell off. These snippets are hopefully valuable, but they don't show how amazing and funny and smart and supportive all the members of Hybrid Hub are. So if you're listening to this episode and you're like, oh my God, this is so amazing, this is a room I need to be in live, then book a free one-on-one call below so we can chat about if Hybrid Hub is the right fit to scale your photo video business this year. On to the episode. I am so stoked today because we are working through what we need to do on the quarterly level for our marketing system. And we can kind of yap through what this quarter is going to look like. We're already halfway through January, which is crazy. So now, it's really just looking at what we wanted to accomplish this month and looking at the runway these next 2 weeks to see what's doable and how we can get back on track to making sure that we get live into what we're trying to achieve, right? And so far in these marketing sessions, we've talked so much about holding the vision and trusting the process. And that vision is that overarching yearly income goal, right? So we're really thinking about how much we need to bring in our business in order to pay ourselves well and to find that beautiful balance between business and living life and just being able to do this thing that so many people wish they could do, which is make money with our creativity. We are so lucky to be able to sit here and postulate about fucking Instagram Reels and TikTok and Pinterest. Do you ever just think about that? Our jobs are so dumb and fun. This is awesome. Okay, so I really want to bring that energy today as we look at the quarter because we're already in it. There might be an impulse to be like, this is already so messed up. I'm not going to reach my goal. How am I going to do this? I already made this huge annual goal. Is that going to translate into hitting my targets for this quarter and then month by month for the next 2.5 months, right? As far as Emily's concerned, she made a batshit goal and I believe she's reached it already, or you're close.
Yeah, I passed it.
She's past it, friends. Okay. So this just shows that if you hold that vision, if you have a little audacity, more than you think you even deserve to have, and you're consistent with your messaging and with showing off your product and your personality, this works. Okay. So now we're just systemizing all of it. We're holding that vision and then we're trusting this process. So, let's open up our marketing master docs if you haven't already. Kaylee, do you have yours yet? That's okay. I got it for you. This will come back and be a player once you get to phase 4, lesson 4. But we're just kind of playing with it now because the January theme for our live calls is marketing. But you'll still be expected to go through the lessons and turn in your homework. So now we are going to Kaylee, make sure you're saving this in your drive and labeling it so you don't lose it. But switch to the second tab where it says the quarterly content marketing checklist. Are we there, friends?
Yes.
Okay, great. So in our last meeting, you should have defined your sales goal for the year. Fair enough. Basic math, there's 4 quarters in a year. You divide by 4, that's your sales goal for the quarter. And so some of us have different things that we sell at different times of the year. If that is you, then jot that down so you know exactly what you're selling this quarter and what you are focusing on. For me, I'm really big into the one thing this year. So literally all I'm focused on selling is multi-day destination weddings and elopements. And this is because that's my big daddy. That is the greatest, most valuable thing that I offer, right? So if I can speak into what that experience is like, I'm getting so many inquiries right now for things that are not that experience, but because I'm talking about what the full experience with me is like, people are really attracted to me and inquiring and being like, would you be willing to do a full day doing this really cool thing and with a bougie dinner at night, like pizza party as well the next day? So not a 3-day experience, but a 1.5 days. Yes, I would be willing to do that. And then it all goes toward that annual goal. So break down what you're selling this quarter. If you're a person who sells different things. Write that down. If you're like me and you're staying focused on the vision of the one thing you're trying to sell, write that down. I know it sounds repetitive, but the more times you write it down, the more times you make this note for yourself, the harder you will lock into that vision. So just humor me there. Then we're going to schedule our long form batching days. And so be so for real, so honest. Have any of you posted any long form blogs this month? Yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down. That's where, yeah, Emily, humble brag. Okay, awesome.
I have someone who writes them for me though, so.
No, that's not it though. That's awesome. Delegate. Delegate where you can delegate. I think that's
Mhm.
great. My thing is always like learn how to do it. And then if you can't do it quickly and efficiently and you won't be consistent, then give it away. That's totally great. So everybody who's not Emily, I think with 2 weeks left in this month, would it be realistic to make one blog post for January? One? Okay. Grace says no right now. That's okay. Know yourself, but I want you thinking about this for when you're in phase 4. Okay, Grace? So okay, with that said, we've defined our long form topic for the month. Sorry, I feel like I'm going forward into what we're doing on the monthly level because I just get excited by action. Choose your day this month to batch your long form content. So tell me when you've done that. These poor replayers, there's so much like dead content of me just staring at you guys in these masterminds. Sorry, you lost me again, huh? Okay. Thumbs up if you picked a day for this month. All right. Now it's a Kaylee, just move the day if it's not a good day. It's fine. Like we're not too literal. And then go to February and pick your day to batch February's long form. Yep, Kaylee has her February date. How you feeling, Gabby? Yep. Emily's like, I hired this out. I don't have to pick my day. And then go to March and do the same thing.
I will say I could probably batch like YouTube stuff. Like that's something that could be really cool. So,
Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Actually, funny, I'm literally filming talking heads for YouTube right after this.
heck yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to see how my robot helped? And then I'll get back on track. Let me pull this freaking up. Actually, I'll do that at the end, but I do think it'll be useful for you, Emily. Okay. So we've picked our days that we are batching our long form for each month. Um, if you all downloaded the dashboard, when you get to phase 6 and you start copying those 30-day cycles, at the very top of that tab in the dashboard, you'll define your blog post topics for the month. Like, so you'll write those in and I'll be able to see what you're doing that month. So that will be very nice. Hopefully incentivizes you to get to phase 6, please, please, please. And then I'm very excited. So, make it a non-negotiable. Just do it. Hold the vision, trust the process. This is part of your process now. You are a person who does long form content every month. Deal? Okay, amazing. Now I want you to define what those blog post topics are going to be for the quarter. So go ahead and unmute and stick with me here. Gabby, let me some housekeeping. Gabby, did you save that list from Danielle of your 10 blog post topics from Montana?
Yeah, I'd have to go find it, but yes, I have it
Yeah,
somewhere.
those can be your blog post topics.
Okay.
Yeah, defined. And then Kaylee and all of you, I guess. My goal for you is to do 2 to 4 pieces of long form content per month. Do you want to commit right now to how many pieces you're doing per month?
I love commitment.
Yeah, you do.
I'll, nah. I'll say I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna say three.
3 pieces per month. Write that in your doc. Okay, Gabby.
How many a month?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say two.
Okay, 2. Emily.
Three.
Awesome. Okay, so multiply your number by 2. What's your number, Kaylee?
Six.
Okay, what's your number, Gabby?
Four.
What's your number, Emily?
Six.
Okay, math time, add 1. And that is how many titles you need to write in this doc. So This might be a little clunky for you right now, Kaylee, but we're just practicing and you'll get more scientific when you get to this phase. I'm going to set a timer. I mean, how long would it take you to come up with this many titles? 5 minutes?
Sure.
You all look scared or blank or blank.
Yes.
6 minutes, 8 minutes. What do we need?
Can
It's
we
just
add
titles.
time if needed?
Well, just do what you can.
Okay, we'll
I would
do.
love for you. I'd love for you to be done and not overthink it, but ask your robot.
Okay, I'll do 5.
The like listicles, locations. You know what your people are asking search engines. Like how to elope, where to elope, what venues, why you need a photographer and videographer who can do both in this location. I just came up with 4. Okay, muting. See you in 5 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes? See you in 6 minutes. Okay. So did we throw up a bunch of topics onto our page, friends?
Yep.
Amazing. Awesome. Kaylee looks a little scared, but I'm sure you will get there. So now you have defined your day each month that you are writing these blogs and you know your topics for the quarter. Fair enough? Yeah. Okay. So this is the exact long form content you will create this quarter. So you know your post topics. What's great is next week we're going to get started on the monthly level. So this starts to get really, really actionable. You've already you've defined the day that you're batching. So now it's just being in integrity with that day that you defined and the topics you defined and implementing what you already said was the plan. Now, like when you put these days on the calendar and you define what you're doing on those days, sometimes we like block off work time on the calendar, but we don't define exactly what we're doing on those days. And so it's easier to be out of integrity with what we said we would do if it's not completely defined what we would do. Now everything is defined and it's up to you to implement on exactly what you said you would do. So on Monday, we're going to look at your monthly goal. And it's interesting because this is just going to be a 2-week goal. We're halfway through the month now. And so you will see the day you're going to batch that one blog post you decided to make for January, right? And then at the end of that day, your long form content should be completely done and ready to go. But also on the monthly level, you're going to pick a day to batch your captions, which is what you learned in that short form day that we had the other day. This is extremely important to me to batch on a monthly level, and we'll dive into why and the how on Monday. But it's just so everything gets easier on every other day of the month. Okay. And it helps us stay in integrity with what we want when we're following the process. So all of this circles back to that one concept: hold the vision and then trust the process to getting to that goal that you set out.
Shay, did you say something about your robot for YouTube?
Oh,
There was
yeah,
something
sorry.
there.
Okay. So basically, I've just been batching my ceremony site blogs like crazy, and I'm getting ready to schedule those out starting Monday. What I really wanted to do strategy-wise, though, and especially to live in integrity with what I'm teaching in this course with how to rank faster and how to rank for video search results as well, is all of these ceremony sites are going to have a YouTube video embedded on the top of them. Because as we all know, because I won't shut up about it, Google owns YouTube. The #1 search engine in the world owns the #2 search engine in the world. And if you're not gung-ho on caring about search engines right now because of AI, I ask you where the AI is pulling their results from. And it's search engines like Google and YouTube. So what I did was I pulled that blog post into my robot and I asked it to make this a video and tell me how long this would all take to say in my voice and just make it an outline. And so it was able to tell me the goal for each section and how many seconds they thought it would take. And so talking head batching wise, like things like this, I will take me like not a lot of time. Like if this is like a normal person, it will probably take me 30 seconds to say because I do speak pretty slowly. Even when I'm practicing, I think I'm talking so fast and I play it back and it's, hello, friends. Let me talk to you about Big Bend. And so I just kind of know this based off skimming it, and I know like my process for talking heads. And my only note here before I say the next thing I'm going to say is when you plan talking head videos, all you have to do is like read it and then say it in your own words. It doesn't have to be exact. But like if you mess up a word, just say it again. And then when you're cutting, you'll be able to cut that really fast in post. And then also always smile when you're giving information. I said this to Gabby earlier, but it makes you look more confident. It makes you speak more confidently, and it makes people trust you more. If you're like really withdrawn and serious while you're talking, it tends to make you more robotic just naturally, and your anxiety comes across in your nonverbals. Can you tell I'm a communications bitch? And then I really liked, if you've ever been to a webinar of mine, I do something called the first 5 minutes. So I try to give like a quick win in the first 5 minutes, and then I introduce myself because I think it establishes credibility. So I always introduce myself after introducing my topic and explaining why I'm the expert. Not before. I think a lot of YouTube videos make the mistake of being like, subscribe, I'm Shayna, I'm a photographer, videographer. No one gives a shit. They searched for how to elope in Big Bend. They want to hear right away that that's what the video is about. Then I wanted bullet points from my blog so I can just talk in my real voice. And there's a lot of this where like I can just be reading because I have enough footage. I can just stick B-roll over me reading. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like to me, the only part I actually need to be looking at the camera for is this part and probably this part. Everything else I can just stick photos and videos over me talking, or even just title slides. And then I think the Q&A, I'm just gonna have the question on the screen and I'll read my answer, right? So this is everything that might be searched, and YouTube automatically transcribes videos. So if you're answering questions, it'll come up in search and it'll scrub to the point in the video where you answer it.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah, so always include facts in videos like this where you're trying to come up in search. I always ask for pattern breaks, just because like we have no attention span. And then this, I'm screen recording for my project, how to do your permit, and I'm sticking in the same screen recording in every single video.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's some sections I don't even think I'm gonna include because this might not be a forever thing, the vehicle reservations. And then Montana marriage license, I'll probably screen record that and stick it into every single video. No need to like reinvent the wheel every single time. This, I don't even know if I'll include that. Everyone wants to come in summer anyway. Where to stay. I'm not going to read my where to stay section. I'm just going to say, hey, the blog post linked below has a full list of ideas of where you could stay for your elopement. And then I'll talk about what the experience is like with me as a photographer, videographer, to Kaylee's point. So I'm not stuffing the title with photographer, videographer. I'm just saying I'm one in the content. And then final tips. I don't know if I'll include that. I might get bored by then. But this, I will say face to camera. Make sense?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. And then it also included a how to film this, which is cute, but whatever. Hopefully it does that for you if you just paste your blog post in.
Great.
How does that feel?
Yeah, that feels good. I didn't even think about the fact that it transcribes everything, so the FAQs, like then that's like kind of automatically popping up in search for even more things.
Yeah, the ugliest video I've ever filmed in my life has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's how to elope in Montana. The exposure is crazy. It looks like it was filmed in fucking heaven. Like just do it and you will rank.
Yeah.
And that is it for today, friend. Be sure to leave a review and screenshot that review and send it to me at Hybrid Hangout. I'd also love to see the episodes you're loving in your stories so I can share and say hey and thanks for listening. Basically, I just want to be friends. I will see you soon. Beautiful, gorgeous, perfect raccoon with a camera. Let's hang out.